2. Woo! Got 2 in the boat.
This is our Super Bowl, our World Series.
Redfish Cup Championship. We're to go get it on. Top 20 teams in the country.
There's no doubt that records will be broken. It's just a matter of how bad it'll be.
The records will fall here in Biloxi, D'Iberville, dominating the Redfish Cup like nobody has ever seen before.
The records will fall. Get ready for some of the biggest weights you've ever seen as the top 2 teams from throughout the course of the 2008 season decide to split up one primo fishing spot.
Yes!
That's the meat, baby. Help me with it net.
Put them in the boat.
This is the tournament right here.
But they're not alone. 18 other teams in this year-end championship. And they'll all have a say in who finally gets to build their legend by getting their names on the Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup.
Yeah, baby.
Good fish, get on top of them. Go get on top of them.
It's the Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup.
2 in the box, 2 in the box.
Stay bunted.
He got it.
With both barrels blazing.
Oh, he's a good one, too.
Oh, yes.
That's what it's about right there. You don't enjoy this, I tell you what.
Team battle to earn their way to the championship and get their name on the Redfish Cup.
Well, this is it, the one you've been waiting for all season long if you're a competitive inshore fisherman. This is the championship of the 2008 Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup. 20 teams have qualified throughout this 4-event season to make it into this field that shoots for the $50,000, but more importantly, to be the 6th team to have their names put on that Redfish Cup trophy. A big, big event coming here from a new location for this championship. We're coming to you from Biloxi and D'Iberville, Mississippi, on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's got a lot to the east and more to the west. As we go down, we find the Chandelier Island, Ship Island, and the Biloxi Marsh, and boy, big doings here.
Awesome intro, Tommy Sanders, and an awesome day one. Check that out. The Broussards showing up to the party with over 18 pounds of redfish, and guess who showed up with them?
Hello and goodbye. The records will fall here in Biloxi, D'Iberville, 19.89 pounds.
Well, sure, they're the team that has dominated just about every category over the past year and a half in red fishing, and look at them, they're coming in on day one with almost 20 pounds, 19.89. They're the leaders in the Lake and Bay Big Bag competition so far. That's the way to set the scene for tournament day number 1. It is a 3-day tournament. A team is 2 anglers. A limit is 2 redfish. The slot limit always in there, but different this time. 30 inches. That could have a huge effect on the size, the weights of these limits. $50,000 to the winner. We just can't keep our eyes off the Academy Team of the Year presented by Croc's winners this year as we head into day number 2, Seppi and Bostic.
You might not believe it, Seppi and Bostic having a horrible practice, and they get approached by the team they've traded blows with all year. That team right there, the Broussards. They found a massive school of redfish and said, hey guys, why don't you follow us out there and let's work together, basically about 15 miles out to an area known as the Ship Islands. And the one thing about this area, it's very, very susceptible to the weather.
Yeah, the wind blowing southeast. That's the direction they're going, 10 to 20 miles an hour. That makes things hard in this part of the world, especially when you're doing the job these guys have to do on this day number 2.
Rough as balls out here, man. This isn't a normal style of red fishing. Fishing in 4-foot seas. Gotta go where the fish are, though. My boy over here, Kevin David Broussard, which I like to call KDB, brought us out here and showed us this meat pile.
We got, basically you got a pass that goes in between this island that was cut from the storms, and you got a bunch of sandbars out here, and the water just kind of comes, it flows over those sandbars, and the fish just push across it and feed. With it being a little rough and windy like this, we're basically looking for slicks. Basically, that's your fish that are feeding on mullet. They'll cause the oil off the fish. They're regurgitating and eating, and the oil from the fish that makes this slick.
Hear Kevin Broussard right there talking about this area, and you ask yourself, why would he tell the #1 team in red fishing, hey, come with us? The reason why is right there, a very expansive area. The school can pop up at any second.
There he is. That's him. Right here. Right here. Right here. Come on, look. Come around.
Right here. Got him.
Look, they got a double.
Right here.
Right there. Throw right at me. Right between us and you, real fast.
I'm hooked.
Halfway back.
I'm on, Dad. They're right here under the boat.
Okay.
Come on, you double up. Dad, right here by my bait. Drop a bait. Seriously, drop something right here.
What I'm talking about, KDB. There's one.
Woo-hoo!
Are you ready?
Yep.
No.
Don't see him.
Get him over here.
Yes!
That's the meat, baby. Help me with it net.
Put him in the boat.
You got him?
No, just got one. Come on, funny feeling. Put him in the boat.
28 inches.
Come on, give me 9 pounds.
8 3/4.
Seppi and Bostic, again, not a team you think needs much help, but as you explained, Mark Zona, they're giving as much help to the Broussards as they are getting. And in the process there, you can see them. You don't give them any room to run in the middle of the line there. They get their limit of 2 redfish. Not quite the size that they had on the day before, but that's good enough. The Broussards, on the other hand, out of that school, were only able to catch 1 good keeper, so they need a plan B and they need to put it into action.
Our game plan this morning was to come out here and hopefully get on these big fish, these big schools, and they came up, but the only problem was we didn't double. So now we're gonna kind of back off and go to plan B and just hit a little bank, try to put a second fish in the well, come back out here, and these fish have shown up very good late in midday, so that's gonna be our game plan.
Come on, fish it. There he is. Good fish. He'll keep. That's what we want. Yeah, coming up.
Primetime player representing Tommy Sanders. Exactly right. Cajun Phil Broussard. This spot that they're fishing, you know, every single tournament we're in, we talk about tide, bringing fish in, pulling fish out. Not the case here. It's all timing.
Well, Broussard's right there. Certainly nothing like their day one when they had 18-4. 13.91 only, but guess what? That's good enough to get these guys in yet another 5-team final. That's where they get their mail these days, in the top 5. And of course, Seppi and Bostic, business as usual. This time they've only got 16.98, but they're in the top 5 as well. Okay, welcome officially to the Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup. Hey, this is the week we will award that cup at this tournament in Mississippi. Mark Zona, Tommy Sanders. Now, what we've just seen here is the top 2 teams throughout the season. It's been all about Bostic and Seppi and the Broussards, and now they're working together against everyone else. How strange is that?
It's like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi getting together, you know, in the final tournament. And what's weird about that, we see it every now and then in the bass fishing world. And so far, it's working good for these guys. But historically, it blows up by the end of the tournament.
All right, greatest week of the season. We'll be watching that dynamic, but something else, we're going to see huge weights because of the link limit.
We've got a 30-inch slot limit. One thing this week, there will be no lack of big fish here.
They keep talking about this 30-inch limit, just 2 more inches than the average out here, but it's made a huge difference. It's a bombshell. More evidence, Matt Haig and Scott Hughes. Day number 1 went to the Biloxi Marsh, and they knocked down 18.09 for a 2-fish limit there and still got beaten. Day 2, they're going to take that rough and hazardous trip once again, and will it pay off? Will they set a new record? Come back and see.
The Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup is brought to you by Oh Boy Alberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real, it better be Alberto. Lake and Bay, custom high-performance flats boats. Mercury, #1 on the water. And Crocs. Visit crocs.com to see the newest styles from Crocs footwear.
Final event of the season for the 2008 Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup, and this is the big event, the championship, also happening here in the Biloxi, D'Iberville area here in Mississippi. Cruising the coast, all those classic cars up and down. A lot of folks in town for that, so big excitement on the Mississippi Gulf Coast this weekend. Right now, let's get back out on the water. Redfish Cup Championship, trying to be among the 5 teams who will fish on the final day. Matt Haig and Scott Hughes.
And check out their track. Fishing in the Biloxi Marsh. You would think, well, heck, we're in Biloxi, that's going to be close, right? No, unfortunately not. Looking at a 50-mile run, and 49 miles of that is in open waters. And if you really talk to this team before the tournament began, check this out, Tommy Sanders. The worst practice they had of the entire year, they got on this little stretch of marsh and got 1 bite in practice. And so far, it has led them to this second day.
Yeah, Matt Haig from Fort Myers, Florida, from Punta Gorda, Scott Hughes, and this team really got the momentum going. Third place finish at our last tournament in Pensacola. They'd fallen off a little bit in the intervening two tournaments. Started out good, 8th place at Punta Gorda. Back on track this week.
Look at that. Fish bites, baby. The secret. Fish bites extreme. On top of, read that name, folks. That's what you need right there, Cajun Thunder. What we're doing today is we're throwing the Cajun Thunder popping cork. Most people tend to just plank it and rattle it. We walk it like a topwater. What this bait's doing is it's trailing the cork. And when that fish comes up to check out what's making the noise, it usually eats the trailer. Come on, little red fishies. I know where you're hiding. He's on it. He's on it. Got it. I got him. Look at him tasting on that fish bites. See, Mark Seppi, that's how you get off a ladder. Slow down, fish. Yeah, baby. This is the tournament right here. Give me some. 9.5 pounds. We're going back.
And here comes Captain Matt Haig and Scott Hughes for Team Lake and Bay. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, 19.65 pounds. You guys will now move into the record books with the second heaviest weight in Redfish Cup history, 1965. Absolute giant 30-inch redfish. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Matt Haig and Scott Hughes?
Matt Haig and Scott Hughes on their way back from the Biloxi Marsh thought, hey, we have got a legitimate shot at busting 20 pounds here. They got awfully close, 19.65, the second biggest limit of redfish brought in so far in this tournament. Now we're going out to another team, very close to making it into this final five. They had a fantastic first day. Chris Walter and Randy Hendrick, 18 pounds plus. But day number two, not so kind to this team, who are in fact the 20th place teams in terms of Academy Team of the Year points presented by Crocs.
Going to get out in the water right now. As you see these guys, one of the only teams we'll see throughout the tournament. They got a lot of company in their area, but they're still on a big school of redfish. But the key will be catching the right two.
They've been just annihilating this thing. It imitates a little finger mullet perfect. It's just got great action. Berkeley hollow belly. A lot of little mullet out here. It's primarily what they're feeding on is mullet and pogies.
Come on, we need one of them donkeys.
Oh, big school, right in front of the boat. No, stop your bait, stop your bait. All right, it's 11 o'clock.
Here we go, I got one.
Got one? Dude, there was a school of donkeys came right across our bow. Want me to get a double or help you?
Yeah, fish. Catch another one.
Nice job, dude.
You coming down?
Yeah, I'm coming down. Get the net.
Oh, he's coming down, all right. Coming down for the last time. Tommy Sanders,
What?
we've seen so many teams using that ladder throughout the year.
Oh, yeah.
Redfish Cup rules for 2009. No more ladders.
Safety issue?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, baby. Keep fishing.
Small ones.
Day number two comes in substantially lighter, 10.48 on the day.
Well, a tough break there for Chris Walter and Randy Hendrick, again coming in as the last team to qualify for this championship. Had hopes of being the Cinderella team that makes it all the way into the top five, but it didn't happen for that Florida team this time. But what about this Louisiana team? Now that the door is open, Andy Minchowski, Billy Nicholas, they know where to go when they get down there to the Biloxi Marsh. They certainly proved that on day number one with 18-4. When we come back, are they able to put just enough in the boat to make the top five? We'll find out. Well, each week here on the 2008 Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup, we have been having our Tabasco Hot Bite of the Week. We visit a local eatery this week. It is Faraday's right there in the Isle of Capri Casino in Biloxi. Fine dining, great steaks, and you can see they have the seafood as well. Our Tabasco hot bite of the week is Faraday's. Having a great time here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast here for the 2008 championship, the Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup. Only 20 teams, two-man teams, have qualified for this event. $50,000 on the line and all the prestige that goes with winning the end-of-season championship here. Trying to be among those 5 teams who will fish on the final day as we pick up with more action from day 2 of competition. Billy Nicholas and Andrew Minchowski.
And check this out, another team running to the Biloxi Marsh. Actually, this team running about 52 to 55 miles. And again, running through all of that open water across the Gulf right there. And you talk to this team, all they did was sight fish this Broken Marsh. This Broken Marsh was created from Katrina a few years ago, and their sight fishing deal has totally left. We've got higher winds today. They're gonna start throwing poppy cork rigs. The key is adjusting with this weather on the second day.
I'm throwing a cork right now. It's just real hard to see. We found these fish here, they were here yesterday, so we know they're here. So we're just trying to use the noise to attract these fish, because this flat comes out a good 15 yards off of here and it's real, real shallow. But we just can't see the bottom right now, so that's why I'm gonna fan the flats with the cork, and Billy's just gonna keep on casting with just a jig. It's still kind of shallow. I mean, we can't get up in there right next to the bank because the flats are so big. I have to wait and see. I mean, this is all we got, so we have to stay with it. The fish that we caught yesterday, they were in real, real shallow water. We could see this whole flat, and we could just see them as they started swimming by, and was able to capitalize on it. So we'll go back to the, whenever in need, that's the color you want to throw right there. Just go minnow. Got him. Got him? Yeah. He that good as him or not. Yeah, I think so. I think about that.
11:92 on the day for Minchowski and Nicholas. Weights dropping off big time for the group so far. What do you test that to?
What hurt us is the Hardee's when they came out today. It just raised the water all day, never fell. Water got dirty. We have 2 shots at fish. We just couldn't catch a fish blind casting. We had to sight fish everything, and the waters got dirty. We had 2 good fish float up. We did everything we could. I mean, we fished to the last minute, and it just didn't work out.
Well, things did work out for Andy Minchowski and Billy Nicholas. And now our field is set. The 5 teams who will fish for the $50,000 and their name on the 2008 Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at all of our top 5 teams, see if anyone has an advantage, and think about what may happen on final day, day 3 of the championship.
The Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup is brought to you by Oh Boy Alberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real, it better be Alberto. AT&T, your world delivered. And by a partnership with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Mississippi Development Authority.
Back in Mississippi, Biloxi, the Iberville area for the championship of the 2008 Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup. Day 2 of this 3-day championship is wrapped up. That means 5 teams have qualified. 5 teams to fish the final day with a shot at the $50,000 first prize and the shot at getting your name on the vaunted Redfish Cup. Let's take a look at those teams who have qualified. Leading the way, Matt Haig and Scott Hughes, 1809 on day 1 and 1965 on day 2.
Check it out. The plan worked to perfection. The Broussards got in, and the team they invited out there, Andrew Bostic and Mark Seppi.
Paul Yickstock, Manny Perez are winners from Port Arthur earlier this year, and Andy Minchowski and Billy Nicholas. All right, the field of 5 is set. One of those teams will hold the Redfish Cup in their hands at the end of it all. What's going to happen?
This is what you wanted, man. You know, the top names in red fishing throughout the year made it to our final day. Whenever you have guys running far, a couple teams staying close, bad weather setting in, great dynamic for the final day.
Going to be a fantastic battle for the #1 prize in inshore fishing. The finals, the Oh Boy Alberto Redfish Cup for 2008. When we come back next week.
Come on, give me 9 pounds. Look at that. Fish bites, baby. Catch on.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup action, log on to ESPNOutdoors.com.